guess you need to capitalize it. And yeah, still no digitized sound effects and no music. But regardless, getting a bit of a hum on the microphone. Maybe if I adjust it a bit. Yeah, regardless. This is Seraphon playing. Yeah, I just noticed the stream title is wrong. Oh, I'll fix it later. Yeah, playing Commander Keen. First trilogy, Invasion of the Vorticons. Second episode, The Earth Explodes. Again, we have the default high scores there. Yorpies and Gargles and Zaps, all 100. Even though we're no longer on Mars and won't be seeing Yorps and Gargs. Invasion of the Vorticons consists of 3 unique and challenging episodes. And yeah, this was back in the days of shareware, where things were typically released in 3s, where you could get the first one free and was distributed all over to get people interested, get them a taste of the gameplay. But then if you wanted the rest of what would, in modern terms, probably be one full game, you'd have to order the rest of the trilogy. And you'd normally get bonuses with that, like cheat codes and hints and maybe some other stuff. Anyway, let's check the story. Yeah, so last time Commander Keen escaped from Mars, found the Vorticon mothership, which you see floating down there, menacing Earth. Billy Blaze, 8-year-old genius, working in his backyard, created an interstellar starship from soup cans, rubber cement, and plastic tubing. Very Saturday morning cartoon, as I've mentioned before. His parents are out of town, the babysitter's fallen asleep, travels into his workshop, dons his brother's football helmet, and transforms into Commander Keen, Defender of Earth. In his ship, the Bean-with-Bacon Megarocket, Keen dispenses scholastic justice with an iron hand. In last episode, Keen foiled the Vorticon plot to strand him on Mars by recovering the pieces of his ship. But in episode 2, the Earth explodes while his parents think he's asleep. There's a Vorticon mother poised above Earth, preparing to destroy every major city with her deadly Tantalus ray. So I guess they're not actually destroying Earth so much as major cities on Earth. It's no Death Star. Anyway, he must seek on the ship, stop each Tantalus team from their terrible task. T. If he fails, he won't have to get home in time for school. The Earth or no school. After much deliberation, he decides to save the Earth anyway. You must reach and destroy each X-14 Tantalus ray, powered by cells from the big purple space amoeba. Control rooms are in various parts of the ship. You start in the galley, must find items to help you. When you blasted your way on board, you found a nearly empty Vorticon hyper pistol. So we have a different weapon now, but functionally it's the same. You still have the pogo stick for your Mars adventure. Yeah, game 1 is the only game where you don't start out with a pogo stick. From then on, it's just in your inventory to begin with. It's part of your standard moveset. The Vorticons are being controlled by the Grand Intellect, some mysterious being on the planet Vorticon 6. But that's of no concern now. You need to save the Earth first. Luckily, one of the Vorticons you dealt with on Mars had a blueprint. Unfortunately, you can't read Vorticon. Or maybe we can. We do have the Standard Galactic Alphabet. So depending on whether we actually see any signs, they are readable. The Vorticons have robots like the Martians, but Vorticon robots are worse. Some areas of the ship seem to be inaccessible. You must find controls to doors or bridges to let you continue. And then in episode 3, Keen goes to the planet Vorticon 6 to deal with the Grand Intellect. You won't believe what happens in episode 3. Alright, so let's start a new game. We have 4 Keens left. You can see down there the Bean-with-Bacon Megarocket is docked to the edge of the ship where a hole is blasted through. Was it F4 for joystick? Yes. I'll turn to joystick again. calibration done. You cannot go back to or even examine your ship anymore. Now we have what look like drink and food icons here. It did say we're docked at the ship's galley. Same controls. Control or button 1 to jump. Alt or button 2 to toggle pogo. Both buttons at once to shoot. We have 8 shots now. I think each of those is 4. And as mentioned before, the signs by the pistols, ray guns, whatever they're calling them in this game, says this is neat. Here we have a different food item. Yeah, our point items are different in this game, but they're still functionally the same. We have candy bars. I think those were lollipops before. Pepsi's been replaced with Vorticon. I think it was pizza that's now hamburgers, books that are now chocolate cake, and teddy bears have been replaced with stuffed toy Vorticons, which are basically Vorticon-shaped teddy bears. As I recall, the Vorticon also has another interesting property. You can stand on it. But if you touch it from the sides or bottom, you'll collect it like any other point item. We have new robots. This one will walk along walls, ceilings, floors, wherever. I believe they're functionally platforms. Yeah, so you can step on them. If they're walking up walls, you can ride them up the wall. But of course, when they go underneath, you can't keep riding them there. Anyway, being as episode 1 was shareware, I played that a lot back in the day, so I'm fairly familiar with it. Rest of the trilogy, not as much. I have played all of the Keen games for DOS, but not as frequently as the shareware ones. Okay, so that zappy thing on the ground looks like it's functionally a muncher. Yeah, this probably weren't worth their trouble. For some reason, chocolate feels like it should be more valuable than lollipops. But same point value. There's one of those robots demonstrating that it walks along walls and through those pipes. Yeah, pipes, as I mentioned in episode 1, can be dangerous because if there's something inside there, you can't see it. There's an exit sign. You can almost read it. That's an EXIT in the Standard Galactic Alphabet. Yeah, I think that's the whole level already. So nothing here but some food and a few robots, and one muncher, one death bit. That is now done. This says GB. Not sure what that means. Let's see that one there. That's an LO. Is that London? Yes, that says London, so presumably that's a ray aimed at London. This is EB. So these may be like coordinates. EB, GB. And over. Yeah, this is EB again. Or no, EA. So maybe like one is starboard, one is port, one is forward, one is aft. Now this over there is a CAIR, Cairo. Yeah, these would seem to be bonus levels or optional side levels. So let's try one of these. What was the save button? Just so we have a save here. F5. Alright, there's one of those tunnels. You can see a robot walking more or less through it. Yes, you can still stand on the soda. Yeah, side levels are probably important for building up your ammunition. Yeah, but this is neat. We have a Vorticon plushie. awful-looking stuff, presumably dangerous. There's an actual Vorticon. They move like they do in Keen 1. I think you can actually shoot them with just one shot now. Yeah, can I get to that with a pogo from here? Oh, that's solid. Yes, one shot takes care of them now. So that's worth it not to have a moving hazard down there. Yeah, need a little more momentum. There we go. So these are solid from the top, but not the bottom. That sounded dangerous. Was it that thing? Yeah, that's a multi-shot robot. There's another Vorticon up there. Vorticon dancing in fire. Let's take that one down. Yeah, those will push you, but not too violently. And unlike the robots in Episode 1, and the Yorps, for that matter, they're not ridiculously noisy about it. Okay, what's down there? There has to be something behind the Vorticon, right? And the fires. Okay, it's another teddy bear. Or stuffed Vorticon. Yeah, that's why I don't like the two-button firing, because it's too easy to hit both buttons at once accidentally. Alright, can I get up there here? Yeah, pogo. I should be able to shoot through here. Yeah, Vorticons are still dangerous, but at this point it's more for their erratic movement than for being damage sponges. Because again, in Keen 1, even the regular ones took 4 shots. I think the Commander took a lot more. And here, there's something beyond the exit. But, yeah, I'm not going to risk it. Yep, so basically a bonus level. Let's do the one on the other side. Yeah, what's the orientation of the ship, anyway? That kind of looks like a foot. That kind of looks like a hand, so I think we're on the right side. Oh, okay. I was wondering why the screen was scrolling. It's because when you start the hole, you're falling. Yeah, and these jumps are possible. There was a place in Keen 1 where you're actually expected to do that if you want bonus stuff. But here it's a lot easier to jump on those. Except the pogo didn't pogo. Well, it did, but not high. Yeah, fire is presumably dangerous. We're back to 8 shots. There's a kick. Can I get to that with pogo from here? Not quite, but maybe... momentum. Yeah, I thought that would happen. Okay, let's be a little more careful this time. Yeah, and that shot is still wasted. Honestly, I should have saved before the level and just loaded. But I didn't. Alright, let's see what's over here. Okay, that is safe to drop down. And there's a Vorticon, guarding a key card. So. Alright, I heard one of those death bots. Yeah, key in 1 we had death bots that moved along the ground and shot once at a time. Here we have flying death bots that do multiple shots. There it is. They're awfully noisy. Okay, so that's everything on the right side of the level. That's safe enough to get, so we'll do that. Yeah, I can get the cake with these. I don't know about the doll, though. So what I'm going to try to do is that. Arrange it so that if I fall, I land on the platform. Okay, so nothing here but bonus points. Yeah, and this looks like it's getting in the way. This is a RC. So yeah, probably just another coordinate thing. What's that out there? B L U E blue P R I N T blueprint. A C blueprint Acme. Even better. Alright, let's save Cairo. After saving, of course. We heard a death bot. Oh, right. I remember those. Now we've got young Vorticons. They're sort of like the Yorps in that they don't hurt you, but they do get in the way. I don't know if you can jump on them either. And yeah, highly annoying if you get stuck in with them. But I'm not relieved by the fact that they seem to escape the pit there, because, yeah. Looks like the Deathbot shot one. Wasn't me. Okay, there's more down there, but let's look here first. Okay, ray gun, good. Is that like a ninja Vorticon? It's probably somewhere in the help that explains that. Also, it looks like it has a gun, because of course it does. But yeah, I think that was the control for the weapon. They call it a Tantalus laser. Yeah, probably the best thing to do is wait for them to land so you know you're not wasting a shot shooting under them. Alright, so that's just points down there, so I need to go back up where the ninja-looking Vorticon was. Okay, and there's nothing up here but chocolate. Okay, well, if shots work on them, then one shot isn't enough. Yeah, that's actually a good introduction to Vorticon kids. So it introduces you to them in a place where they're not dangerous, and you have to run into one. Okay, so we'll not bother with the bottom part now. It's just... feels like a waste of shots. And here, I'll try to slip past the Vorticon. Yeah, that worked. Let's see, what does that say? Oh... Okay, just press pogo. Or not. Oh. Okay, they are destroying the Earth. Meh. Yeah, that said on, so I guess that's the on switch, not the switch. That's the switch to fire the laser, not to turn the laser off. Fair enough. Title. I pressed down, didn't I? Oh. Is it because I'm on gamepad control? That's weird. Okay, apparently if you're on gamepad joystick control, you have to use the joystick on the title screen. Otherwise, arrow key acts like confirm. That's a strange decision. That could have been dangerous. Yeah, I'll wait for it to jump out. At least for a little bit. Because I think it's kind of... I think it's semi-random when they jump as well as how high. So... yeah, it has to jump high enough and at the correct angle to get out of there. Okay, never mind. Okay, probably need to shoot the dome on top of the weapon. Yep, that didn't work. Can I go directly from here, or do I need to go back to the menu? No, you have to go back to the menu. Actually, does loading restore your lives? Or did I have 5 already? I thought it was 4. Remember, kids, don't play around death robots. Okay. So you just shoot the thing, everything shuts off, and the area becomes relatively safe. There's still that Vorticon around somewhere, but... Okay, Kyra is saved, as long as another weapon doesn't fire and destroy the entire planet. On to London next. Let's see, that's a G-O-U-P. Go up. Doesn't look like I can go up, though. At least not yet. Ah, I need to free this thing. By collecting the soda. And then it'll start climbing the wall when it gets there. Okay. Not quite what I was going for. Yeah, want to go to the right once you get near the top of this. And then it kind of gets stuck in there, falls off, and loops around. Okay. Let's see, that says O. Is that another N? Yeah, on. Okay, we turn off the lights. What does that do? Other than make it harder to see. Well, it doesn't make the Vorticon kids fall asleep. But maybe something else will? That guy's not asleep either. Yeah, they can go through the flames no problem, just like Yorps. Okay, Tantalus LOND. Tantalus London. Fair enough. But it's looking like my way is blocked. So yeah, I'm left with two questions at the moment. One is, what's the point of this? And the other is, what's down at the bottom of the level where I didn't look? So we'll go there first. Okay. There is 4 there. Good to know. Yeah, you collect those to free these, which I assume has some point. Maybe just another elevator, basically. Okay, nothing down here but hamburgers. And more of those robots. Yeah, why would I want to turn the lights off? Actually, is there something in the information that tells you about that? F1 help. No, nothing in here. Doesn't even tell you about the enemies. Yeah, maybe that guy can jump out of here. Hopefully run into the death bot and take each other out. Let's try turning the lights back off, see if that changes anything. Yeah, that was just points there, and a gun. I think he stopped jumping. But does that actually help me? Okay, if you collect this first, you can't pogo high enough to get to that. Unless... There. Now, it seems like turning the lights off at least makes it a little less unpredictable. How did that get in there? Regardless, at least I know what to expect from the level now. Yeah, stopping it from jumping would be more helpful if it were able to get stuck somewhere that's not in the way. But I'm not sure it can. Yeah, I think it's just the stairs up to the death ray and then down to where I have to get in, and that's it. And right into the laser. Though probably if I rush that and don't jump into a laser beam, I'll probably still be on the stairs and thus not in the way. Yeah, Pokemon is tricky. Oh, the robot will go through the yeah, okay, that's how that got in there. Yeah, because the coal is always sawed from the top. So they can go right through the side of it. And because they're not the player, they don't collect it. Now I just need to wait for my ride. I want to go up, get more points and the extra shots. Yep, there's another one up. Yeah, and now that he's down there, you can't get back up as long as the lights are off. There's Big Ben. And this is disarmed. Another Vorticon plushie on the way out. Looks like that's going to be a standard level component for these. So we saved London, we saved Cairo. But now we have a level that is in the way. So this needs to be cleared because it's in the way and not because it's these are being level. Okay, that looks relatively easy to get to. Okay, that opened up a bridge. Yeah, did the game ever explain how to use switches, or are you supposed to just hit buttons until something happens? Not high enough? That should be high enough. Guess I just didn't hold down the jump button long enough. From here... Not quite. But something like that. There we go. I'm pretty sure that's 3/4 of extra life right there, so that's definitely worth picking up. There's about a zillion robots. I'll wait for them to get out of the way. I almost want to go back and hit the switch to see what happens if they go into the bright, shining, lava-looking stuff. Might have been able to sneak past that. Didn't want to risk it. Okay, so there's more ship up that way. There's more ship over here. This is New York. And this is H-O-M-E, Home A. Yeah, there's a half symbol on it. Okay. I'll let them go down there. So I'm guessing this is like crew quarter or something like that. Got myself into a bit of a bad position there. Okay. Not sure I can get back out now. Can I shoot those? I can't even touch them. Okay. Alright, what's down here anyway? So there's a bunch of teddy bears, but I basically need to shoot my way through the Vorticon kids to get to them. And aside from the cruelty, that feels like it's kind of a waste of shots. And again, I'm seeing about a zillion. This is neat down there. Which suggests there's about a zillion ammo. But it's guarded. What's this? Is that a captive Vorticon? And the kids are being annoying. The elder Vorticon in the stasis field says the wise Vorticon never jumps in the dark. Even unwise Vorticons will not jump in darkness. Okay, so that's a hint to why you'd turn off the lights. Vorticons won't jump when it's dark. Okay, that's not safe. Not that I expected it to be, but... yeah, how much was this worth? So 20 cake for an extra life for 40 hamburgers. Let's scope out more of the level. Or not. Yeah, I feel like it's a good time to stop for now, so I did save just outside of here, so I can pick that up next time. But yeah, until then, this has been Airphone playing Commander Keen Invasion of the Vorticons, Episode 2, The Earth Explodes, and this feels like it's basically a supply novel of a bunch of points, a bunch of ammunition. And it is called Home A, so again, it feels like a crew quarters kind of thing rather than a weaponry kind of thing. This was New York. Yeah, you can see the symbol on the level itself kind of looks like an energy thing. What was over here? This is Home B, and a laser for Paris. It's another laser. Sydney? Yep, Sydney. It's another... No, that's not in the way. That's a weapon level. Okay, this looks like an armory. It has a gun-looking thing on it. What does it say, though? WB. Weapons B? MO... Moscow. Up here in the front. Okay, this is the head of the ship, apparently. That says... DC. Oh, DC. As in Washington, D.C. There's another thing that's Rome. And here's a WA. So, yeah, we've got some more holes to clear. 2 of them... Oh, 4 of them are optional. The rest are weapons, so, yeah. For now, let's quit to DOS, continue this next week. Feel free to come back then, check out the archives for other stuff, and yeah, enjoy your weekend.